All right, guys, I got one more thing for you. It's about wrestling. Yeah. Okay, I know. Yeah, Joey. Yes, Joey. Taco Bell and wrestling. Okay, gotcha. All right. I love wrestling. I love it. I love it so much. I love it because it is a very, very unique art form in that it is built from the audience in as opposed to the performer out. I am up here on stage trying to tell you guys a story, and I hope that you get something out of it. But if one or two of you get something out of it, then I'm happy because I've made some kind of connection. That is not possible in professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is built on an audience's reaction. If an audience does not do what the performer wants them to do, then they have absolutely failed. And the way that they achieve this on a regular basis is by giving the audience what they want, whether or not they know that they want it. Now, the way that you tell a never-ending story with this idea in mind is through dramatic cues, costumes, language, theme songs. A lot of things have theme songs. Baseball's got theme songs. Baseball players pick their own theme songs. They come out to the plate, and they do whatever they're going to do. But they're fucking boring. Because baseball players pick songs that they like. They pick songs that they would enjoy on their off time. Club bangers, country songs. Boring shit. Wrestlers, on the other hand, have to have a different burden for their songs. Their songs are not what they like. Their songs are them. It is as if a Calvinistic God issued them the song as they walked out to the ring. They don't get a choice. And so, I would like to introduce you to a song that I consider to be maybe the most important of the 90s.
I'm a nice man. Yeah, I'm a nice man. Yeah! Yeah!
I love the yeah. Okay. That is the theme song for Billy Gunn, a.k.a. Mr. Ass. If you didn't hear the lyrics, it was, I'm an ass man. Yeah, I'm an ass man. As you might imagine, he's indeed an ass man. He used to be badass Billy Gunn. And then eventually he just became Mr. Ass. It's an odd choice because in the phrase badass, bad does all of the heavy lifting. Ass is just kind of a placeholder to know that you're human. Let's go ahead and get into it.
I love to love 'em. I love to kick 'em. I love to shove 'em. I love to stick 'em. Love to float 'em. I love to watch 'em. I love to pick 'em. And I'm gonna kick.
All right. If you didn't catch that, that's I love to love them, I love to kick them, I love to shove them, I love to stick them, I love to flaunt them, I love to watch them, I love to pick them, and I love to kick them. All right. So just if we were to break it down, I love to love them like beer commercial sexual. I love to kick them, needlessly violent. I love to shove them, less violent. I love to stick them, either violent or sexual. I love to flaunt them, body positive. I love to watch them, line-crossingly weird. I love to pick them, either super gross or super sexually dominant. And I love to kick them, which you already said, so it makes it double violent.
I'm a lover of every kind. The best surprises always sneak up from behind.
I'm a lover of every kind. The best surprises always sneak up from behind. Here's what you need to understand about wrestling in the 90s. It was gigantic. It was massive. Wrestling has two major booms, the 80s and the 90s, the mid-80s and the mid-90s. The 90s was more important because all the major stars of the 80s were still around, and they played a part of it, making it even bigger. It also happened to coincide with the booms of cable and the internet, meaning that it spread farther and wider. That means that there were a lot of people that went to wrestling or were aware of wrestling or watched wrestling that had no interest in it. They were really just there because everybody else was there. And in most trends, that just kind of comes and goes. But in wrestling, it's significant. Because again, wrestling is built from the audience in. Meaning, if the audience is larger and the audience is more diverse, and I would argue if the audience is a greater representation of the American populace than it would be otherwise, then what you get in the center of that ring is what America really wants.
I'm a lover of every kind. The best surprises always sneak up from behind.
Here's the other thing about the 90s. Culturally, it is basically more like now than the last 10 years were. A lot of the conversations that we're having right now about gender, sexuality, race were big, gigantic topics in the 90s. What happened in between was a huge decade-long sojourn into a conversation about safety. Effectively, we had the folk song, I Kissed a Girl, 9/11, Afghanistan, Iraq, MySpace, Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl. If you Mad Magazine fold that in, you effectively have one unbroken cultural line. Which brings me to the best part of this song.
Balls of glory, balls of steel. Your eyes will give away the truth of how I feel. You walk behind me, I feel the heat. That's why the girls don't walk behind me down the street. I'm a bad man.
Buns of glory, buns of steel. Your lies won't give away the truth of how I feel. What? If this was a Melissa Etheridge line, nobody would blink an eye. And yet that pales in comparison to this.
You walk behind me, I feel the heat. That's why the girls don't walk behind me down the street. I'm a bad man.
You walk behind me, I feel the heat. That's why the girls don't walk behind me down the street. Folks, I've listened to this song thousands of times. True story. I have a media request in with the person who wrote it who still works for the WWE because I have a lot of unanswered questions. This is not one of them. I know for a fact that he is talking to his own ass. You walk behind me, I feel the heat. And then I guess that's why the girls don't walk behind me down the street as a fart joke. But this is a man whose power resides in his own ass. Now, it's very simplistic to say that Mr. Ass is gay. Of course he's gay. But he's also straight, pretty clearly. And if you only focus on the sexual elements of this song, what you ignore are the themes of violence and retribution that permeate it. Is it Mr. Ass telling us that if we reject his urges, we better watch out? Or is it our own inner voices saying, to thine own self be true or else? All those fans in the 90s that came and looked in an empty ring until Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, appeared within it, liked him, but they didn't love him. He didn't become champion. He was popular, but he hit the glass ceiling. What I submit to you tonight is that Mr. Ass belongs in 2015. What we have with Mr. Ass is a cultural Captain America. Frozen in a time that was not meant to understand him, only to be thawed out right now and right here. Now, Mr. Ass is a pansexual opus designed to celebrate the base human urges to fuck and fight. We might not all want to lick, stick, and kick the asses of our neighbor, friend, and family member, but we probably all want to do at least one of those things to one of those people. It's 2015. Gay marriage is legal. Transgender celebrities sell magazines as role models and not sideshows. Mr. Ass belongs here today. And you, all of you are all owners of asses. And it is about time that you all stand up and claim your rightful place as ass men and ass women. Thank you.